Oumuamua. 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 Oumuamua.
Oh boy, I got two. I just doubled my viewership. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, or this universe, which is the solar system, or this galaxy, because it seems to be getting a little smaller. Welcome to my quiet, lovely, peaceful, beautiful, affordable, comfortable, golfing, and currently cloudy. It's been raining, which is good. We need the water. Sunny retirement community, affectionately known throughout the land as
Del Boca Vista.
Thank you, Frank. This is the new and reset independent. Well, maybe I should just get that out of there. Let's change it right here. It's not new anymore, is it? This is the independent, self-funded, non-profit, non-monetized, non-aligned, informative, civilized, semi-entertaining live DOXX Report. DOXX Report encompasses citizen journalism with commentary, opinion, only on topics that interest me. And that can be found exclusively live streaming on YouTube. Kick is over. What was the other one? Rumble, no more. Short clips available on my X account. I am a student of truth and self-discovery that has improved my daily living and will continue to do so. Email doxreport@outlook.com. Maybe I should show that to you. Where is it? Hang on. I got it here somewhere. There it is. DOXX Report at outlook.com. I thank you for viewing and liking and subscribing and live commenting. And you're welcome to, after hours, the Galaxy Grill is closed and you want to stop by and leave a message, comments, that's great. But be responsible. Remember, above all, say it with me, keep spiritually centered. That's the most important. Back to one. I just lost half my audience. All right, 1, 10, 100. I still got to do the show. Today's Sunday, the NFL, and there's a couple of games. Well, the Eagles and the Cowboys are playing at 1 o'clock. But I thought, you know what? I can get a stream in, or I don't bet the games, so it's like they're boring anyway with all the analysis. And don't you just love it, these commentators? Oh, they got to do this, they got to do that. Why don't you just call the game? You know, that's the reason I like listening to radio over television. I don't need, their analysis while the game's on. Call the game. Oh, great. Isn't that a great day? I mean, look at that. Clouds up. The colors are coming out. Weather, let's look it up. Well, it says here, the new Mac operating system, they gave me some widgets on the desktop, and I thought, well, I just will use them. So Lady Lake is 84 degrees, and that's close, 85, 84. It's 29 degrees Celsius, humidity 70%, winds 18 kilometers per hour. That would be 11 miles per hour. That's good for the bird cage, because my bird cage is showing 92, and I got my iPhone Pro out there, and I hope it doesn't bake. But it's got that vapor channel in it, or whatever it is, sealed, so it should be cooling, but I got it in a magnet case for the charging. It's clear, but it's still vinyl, so I guess it keeps the heat in, which I don't want. So great weekend. There's good news and there's bad news. The good news is, yes, the 3I Atlas, the mysterious, and don't call it a comet because it doesn't meet the criteria. Call it the object, interstellar object. Yes, it went very close to Mars. Now, the bad news is government shutdown. The NASA employees are not working. But how many do you need to download the pictures? Are you telling me? But they better be out in 3 to 4 days, the data. And that's where the, the NASA MRO, that's in the title. 3I Atlas is the third interstellar object that we've know about. I'm sure they've been here before. So NASA, you know what that is. What is the MRO? That is the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Now it orbits Mars, but it's not looking up. It's looking at the surface, but they can change the camera to look at the object, which I hope they did. Launched in 2005, carries the High Resolution Imaging Science Experiment, abbreviated HiRISE, the HiRISE, for detailed surfacing imaging, for images. So, and it also has, the context camera, CTX, for wide area views. And it has the Mars Color Imager, MARC, for daily weather mapping. The HiRISE, the high resolution, can resolve features small as 0.3 meters. Now, when they turn it to the craft, which is important because now we can get a size. Well, how do they do that? The pixels can show us a pixel, I think it's 30 kilometers, 1 pixel. So let's say the object illuminates an entire pixel. Well, then you know it's at least 30 kilometers in size. Half a pixel, 15, right? You get it approximate pixel and a half, then it would be 45 kilometers. But this thing has very anomalous characteristics. It's a jettison gas, which if it was a true comet, it would move it around a little bit. This thing's not moving. So Avi Loeb, the scientist the only one that will really think out of the box, consensus is not science, by the way. Consensus is you got a closed mind. Well, this is the way it is. It has to be. Well, no, it doesn't. You got to have a few people think out of the box, and Avi Loeb is one of them. So he says it hasn't changed course, and he did the calculations that in order not to be affected by the gases coming off of it, it would have to be 300 billion tons. Is that right? 300 billion tons? 300. Maybe I better check that. I'm in the news business. Avi Loeb, 300. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, mass estimate, the 300 figure and 3I Atlas. In early October 2025, Avi Loeb announced his findings on the object, concluding that its sheer mass is roughly equivalent to 33 billion tons. It is believed that the number 300 is your query refers to. Okay, that's it. All right, now that's Google AI. That was a simple one. But I prefer the AI on Grok, Grok. Oh, we got a comment. Bless you, sir or madam. Have you vetted? I've seen his credentials. Yeah, I guess I have. I could read them to you. I mean, you can look them up. He's Harvard. He's got a position at the Harvard faculty. Well, what do you mean vetted? He's not running for office. Uh-oh. Incoming. Credit card. Oh, have I paid my credit cards? Yeah. I'll check with that. Have I ever missed a payment? No. That would be reflected in my, oh, is that a great shot? That's just beautiful. I hope it is supposed to rain today. We're supposed to get some high wind, for here, like 20, 30 miles an hour, but some kind of front coming through. So I was going to stream yesterday, and I just, sometimes you're just not in the mood, and then you go on there and you see, you got 2 channels. You got Watch Nicholas going long, and then Curly's doing his thing. And so I was so tired. I took a nap at 6 o'clock. Actually, I got in bed. I went to bed at 6 p.m. And I get up at, 11:30 midnight, and I could stream. But then I just didn't get in the mood, so I watched a couple college football games. And it was so funny to see UCLA beat Penn State. I mean, that just shouldn't have happened. Because UCLA hasn't won anything, and they got the interim coach. They got a new coordinator, offensive coordinator, and they carried him off the field. I guess they should. They won a game. And what else? Oh, Florida, and who did they play? So I just watch the games. I mean, incredible catches, great athletes. It's amazing some of the stuff they can do. I can't think who they played now. Was it Wisconsin? Who did Florida play? Florida football. I watched the game, and I don't even remember who they played. Oh, Texas. No, it was the Manning kid, Archie Manning. And he lost. And now they're writing him off. They love to do that. They love to pick this guy, oh, he's the top quarterback in the nation, put all this pressure on him, and then he's just getting started. Can we wait a little bit before we say he's a bust, Oh, another comment. Here we go. Jay Gray. Amy is stopping play of golf course in Scotland, says Jay Gray. Amy, was that a storm over there? Top stories. Storm Amy, a killer in Ireland as storm blasts northern Europe. Ooh, is that one of the hurricanes that leave here and heads over there and they rename it when it comes in? Quote, this is intolerable. Storm Amy backlash as thousands still without power. Now that's MSNBC, DNC. Now they're always going to give publicity to these storms. The very word, because it's what? It's climate change, see? If you'd pay higher taxes, this wouldn't happen to you. How serious is Storm Amy? You know what? I'm going to go to Grok. Let's see. Here we go. All right, I'll put in Storm Amy. I trust this more than I do Google. And it's they call it AI, but you can't have artificial intelligence because you don't even know what intelligence is. So this is an aggregator. It's taken all the information out there, which is what? Articles. So it's consensus. Consensus is not science. Consensus is not truth. Overview of Storm Amy. It's the first named storm of the 25-26 European windstorm season. Okay. It formed as an extratropical cyclone and intensified rapidly. I always thought the water was really cold up there anyway. Oh, wow. Okay. October 1 and 2nd, okay, 3rd and 4th, made landfall over the British Isle, with peak impacts in Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. Winds reached force 9. That is up to 96 miles per hour, 154 kilometers. Wow. On Tiree, Scotland, and waves over 16 feet. That's 5 meters in the North Sea. Ooh. They got platforms out there, oil platforms. That's bad. I better check in on my moderator. One of them. Well, I got 2 moderators. I got one in northern UK, it's Tickers, so he's getting the brunt of that. And the other one is GD down in Argentina. The Argentine peso cannon. It wouldn't surprise me. Anything that sells, the important thing is they have to sell it. That's all they care about. Jay Grace, what are they going to start calling climate change climate challenge? Look at that. Can you see the flag there? I think I got you the flag this time. And this is the wide lens on the Pro. This is not the ultra wide, so I think it's a better shot. Oh, 7 people watching. And on top of the hour, if I last that long, I'll give you a playboard. Okay. Now, it is a Sunday. You try to get go-go girls in a band on Sunday, you know what? That's double overtime. That costs a lot of money. Speaking of money, I did my, well, wait a second. Somebody wants to say something. Got a promo here. Yes, what do you got?
DOXX Report, leadership, discipline, diligence, integrity, civility.
Thank you, 9-year-old. So I ran my numbers. It was very good. I mean, put it in the comments. I'm proud of it, but it is a little embarrassing. If you would have told me driving a bus that I'd be on the golf course, Central Florida, with what I have now, and I'd say, yeah, right, you know, how am I going to get there? I had no clue. How would I call? I don't want to give you the figure. I have a cushion, but I don't want to tell you what the figure is. What do you consider big money? Right? Is 1,000 big money? Is 10,000 big money? What about 100,000? What's your definition of big money? So I'll put in here with a big cushion. Now, a down market could change all of that. So I'm waiting for those. It is so terrible that YouTube, you got all these terrible YouTubers that they're these thumbnails. I went up to, let me get the soundbite. You know where I went up to. I didn't go yesterday, but Sunday I did. I went up to, you know where did I go? So I go up there, and the guy I normally talk to, I think he likes me sometimes, and then I think he doesn't like me, but I don't know. But we have conversation. So he was sitting with someone, so I didn't bother him. And then I came out, and he wasn't there. And so I said, you know, is he coming back? He goes, no. So I sat down. He asked me this object. He says, this object is going to hit the moon. I go, what? Object? What, they got another comet coming? And then I mentioned 3I Atlas. No, that's the one. That's the one. I say, well, who told you it's going to hit the moon? Oh, it was on Coast to Coast. He has no online presence. He has a regular phone, and he listens to the radio overnight. Remember the old show with, what's the guy's name, Coast to Coast, with that guy in Nevada? So I said, did he actually say that? And he goes, yeah. And I go, that's crazy. And he says, I want to see that. I said, no, you don't want to see that. A 300 billion ton object going 130,000 miles an hour hit the moon? That's like a 22 hitting an apple. You're going to have debris everywhere. And what's the closest planetary body to the moon? It's the Earth. Where do you think that stuff's going to get dragged into? I want to see. I know you don't want to see it. He thinks just a chunk will come off. No. You got that ejecta and big pieces, little raining down. You don't want that. You don't want that. I don't know. I guess he was joking with it. Maybe he wasn't joking. Wawa does not franchise. Really? Well, they're pretty... Well, in a way, that's good because then the coupons are good everywhere because it's a corporate thing. But I know they've lost some workers to Costco because I go in there and they tell me because Costco pays like $24 an hour, or they pay pretty well. So they've lost a couple people, but it's a great enterprise. I mean, it's, now Burger King's a franchise. Well, that Burger King up here was so disappointing because sometimes I like a breakfast in there, and it's just like they can't get people to work there. And I lived up here. I lived here for like 3.5 years, maybe 4 years. I didn't even know Wawa was such a great thing. My neighbor never told me about it, but it's fantastic. I mean, it's good morning, and I say good morning to them, and everything's ready. And if you want something, they'll make it for you right there. One guy was looking at some sizzles. They have it pre-made. And he goes, oh, it has egg in it. He said, oh, I'll make you one that doesn't have egg. Right on the spot. But I got my breakfast, coffee, went out and, sat with him. Oh, it was great. It was 70 degrees. The heat index was only like 79. Oh, it's just beautiful. Plus it rained yesterday. Everything's greened up, and that looked great. So I got Playboard. What else do I got up here? Oh, you saw the thumbnail. I should maybe discuss that. I don't think so. There's no chicks working at Wawa. It's an elderly workforce. Bart Simpson, Wawa is losing its best workers to the new Hooters. If they would have had 50-year-old waitresses, I'd go in there. I think that would be the move. That the great thing to do. But not. These are like children working in there. These young girls. I was like, really, you're gonna go in there and hit on the young girls? No. But have older women come in? That would be hilarious. That would be really. Can you imagine somebody visit you, here in the village? Hey, let's go over to Hooters. Oh yeah, let's go. And you get in there, and they're all 55 years old. That's great. I'd love to see that. So, should I explain the thumbnail to you, or do I have to explain it to you? Here it is. Here he is. That is none other than the TW Run Amok, the bull African buffalo. Doesn't have any manners. It doesn't know any judgment skills. It just goes where it pleases. Destruction. So anyway, he came over and put some comments in I'm going to tell you now before the rumor gets started, okay? He's hidden from my show. I don't want him over here. So he put some comments in the after the show, and he was making some good points. It's all speculation, but it was, you kind of knew he was, he doesn't know this, like his daddy, he's mentioning Archie, we all know he's talking about Archie. He's going after him, which is, he says Archie, his dad told him to straighten up or he's going to be out of the inheritance. And he said some other things, which is all okay, and I would just comment like, oh, good advice. But then he crossed the line. See, he doesn't know where the line is. Or he does know, but he doesn't care. What's that line? When you're talking about someone else and you say they're going to do self-harm, the ultimate self-harm, you don't know that. If he did say that, give me the timestamp. Let me go look it up. I'll put it up on X. So I took it down and I told him, I said, you do this again, I'm going to have to hide you from the channel. So then he went quiet, and then he said something which is okay. Then he came right back with the same thing. So that's it. I deleted all his comments and he's gone. He doesn't, and I call, and you know who I'm talking about. It's TW Run Amok. Horn-shaped grown up. No. That's not AC3. That's TW. That's T-dubs. No. No, just look at the face. Forget the horns. Look at the face. You got to concentrate on just the face. That's what I saw. I saw TW in that face. Forget the horns. Has nothing to do with, he was commenting on Archie that he was going to do the ultimate self-harm. And he did it twice. I tried to, I deleted the first one. I warned him. He doesn't care. He did it again. So he's out. He's gone. Not to return. If he doesn't know how to act, which apparently he doesn't know. 15 minutes, we'll go to Playboard. We got 10 people watching. Thank you. There's competition out there. I know that because there's a lot of streamers out there. Ooh, Amua. Look at that, Amua.
Almuamua. Almuamua. Almuamua.
Looks like people are worshiping these objects. I know a lot of science, Trekkies and Star Trek fans and all this stuff, they look down their nose at religion. But to me, how they follow science and space travel, that's a religion. You really want to go, really? You think the aliens, if they're here, they've been here a while, they're going to give you all the answers, or they're going to, You know, it's just kind of weird. Like, you really want to get off the planet? This planet is perfect. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I don't want to go anywhere. Mars is an empty, dead planet, no atmosphere. You know, if you happen to get a break in your suit, your blood will boil, you know, because there's no pressure. You really, no way. By his definition, the diner definition, well, you'd have to ask him. I don't really use that, except to I've never been on that channel. I would never go on that channel if that's what you're, docs, scampers. Do you consider yourself one of those people? Maybe some, me? No. I play their, what they say. I don't make stuff up. I just play back what they've been saying. They don't like that. They don't like the fact they're in another woman's home, and you know, I'm sure he found her on a dating site, and he's claimed to be a homosexual. So I just show it. Everybody knows he's doing that. And he hates me because I just tell the truth. Well, that's too bad. So the answer to that, you consider one of those people? No. I don't think the diner owner slash ooh, it's raining. Son of a gun. Better not get my iPhone. Hang on, let me peek out the door. Light rain, no wind, so I'll leave it out there. But it's also plugged in. I got to hand it to the previous owners. They've got these outlets outside, which are kind of cool to use, and I can plug it in so it's powering as it goes. Be interesting if, I don't think the owner of the diner thinks I'm one of those people, but no. Good, you know, interesting question. What about one of these people? Well, I do drink. I have a drink. It was once every 2 weeks. Now it's I'm having a Friday brandy. I don't know if I'm going to have a brandy every Friday. But do I consider myself a, quote, drinker, unquote? No, I would never. I don't think I drink publicly. Pavel, I like how the lizards on the screens trigger Morty. Oh, I got a story for you. This is nothing. I was looking out the lanai. I was in the lanai. I was trying. The lizards get behind the golf screen and the window. They're going to cook, and I try to get them out of there. But some of the larger ones are. I don't know how they got behind it, but they're quick. But I got them all out, and I'd let them go in the front. You know, the front yard. Open up the door and put them out there. And when you open the front door, you have to look at the bottom there, the baseboard, because they hide there to get out of the weather, and then they come running in the house. You got to check that out. So anyway, I'm looking at the corner there. There's a snake with its head out, just staring at me. It was a southern black racer. They have the white on the jawline. So if a gecko or a lizard, small one, upsets you, you look out the window and there's this snake looking at you. He was in the hedge up against the house. I thought it was cool. And then I came back. He was still there. He couldn't see me because I have reflective coating on the windows to reflect the light. So I get a kick out of it. And then when they get in the bird cage, I got to get those guys too because they'll starve to death. There's no insects running around inside the bird cage. You got to be outside the bird cage to feed. I mean, you can get some water that goes on the screen. But I think he's putting you on that. I don't. There's how many places would he? Well, then why would he pick Portland of all places? You see, I was going to grab a clip of that, but then I realized people, when I do thank you, the last show I put up, I got over 400 views. And it's like, but I didn't do anything. So you think you figure it out, and but I enjoyed getting certain clips. But I was going to put up, you know, to see the stuff going on in Portland. It's a war zone. But he can't handle a lizard, but he wants a war zone downtown? That's tough. Just stay put, man. Don't get out in the, you know, take care of yourself. So I'm still waiting for, let's see, let's check with Grok and see if we got any. Let's check on something else. Let's check on 3i Atlas October photos. I want the latest. I don't care what they took in September. The interstellar comet, see, they call it a comet. Comet. Okay, that's not intelligence, that's consensus. It doesn't have it's not a comet as we know it. It's an object. It's also known as C2025N1. Oh, please. What, did that tell us more? Does that give you any information? Let's see. Okay, it's estimated to be 7 miles. They don't know that estimation. It's traveling around 137,000 miles per hour, or 220,000 kilometers per hour. Okay, where are the photos? I want the photos. Okay, key October 2025 photos and images. Official photos from Mars missions are still processing. Raw data released sporadically via NASA's website. But here's a summary of notable captures around Mars flyby. I've included description sources. Oh, okay. October 1st, NASA Perseverance rover. I think this is the one on the Mars surface. It's not going to get as good a shot as the one up in the atmosphere. It's more high resolution, the one that's orbiting. But the one on the ground, the Mars surface, it has a faint smudge showing the object against Martian sky in Corona Borealis. It's the first possible surface view from Mars. It didn't really tell us anything. Raw images show no clear view, but stacking reveals a dim object at predicted position. Okay, nothing. All right, here we go. High definition HiRISE. Okay, high resolution differences, 30 kilometers per pixel. Again, if an entire pixel is filled with a bright light, then it's 30 kilometers. Of the comet, I'm going to say object, because I don't believe it's a comet. It's an object. During closest approach, captures coma and tell structure. Going which direction? Towards the sun. That's not, say anti-tell. Data ongoing, but early previews show a diffuse, elongated object. You know what that means? That can only mean one thing. Oumuamua 2? Or is it Oumuamua circling back?
Oumuamua. Oumuamua. Oumuamua.
Oh, who knows what's on that? Oh, let's don't look at that. Oh my God. So back to, okay, nothing yet. Oh, now listen to this. There's October 1st, there's an amateur, Dobsonian Power, a YouTube telescope AD10, enhanced image showing a dark angular silhouette within the coma. The plasma, I guess, sparked speculation of structural anomalies and amid NASA shutdown delays. Yeah, angular? And what about all that nickel? I think it's a metal object. And that would explain a lot of things. Why it was so bright so far from the sun. It's a metal object, or has metal with it. Now that's an interesting one, isn't it? That's all I got on 3i Atlas. JB, welcome. Hey, how you got some deep pockets. I'm hearing some things about you. You're really supporting the Watch Nicholas enterprise over there. A lot of money. You got roped in. You think you're ever going to recover any of that money? I mean, what's in it for you, really? I mean, you can afford to do your own stream. But why would you give him that amount of money? Just asking. I'm not, no conclusions, nothing. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just asking why. Beautiful. Golfing. Entertainment. But he's going to do it anyway, right? JB, entertainment, baby. All right. There's your answer. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock. We're going to do playboard. I don't know what time do the Eagles start? Let's see. Philadelphia Eagles football team, Seymour. Today at 1 p.m. Well, a couple of minutes to 1. The Broncos are 2-2. Philadelphia Eagles 4-0. Can you believe that? 4-0. But I feel bad because I got the information on the playboard, so it's like I should give it to you, So maybe we'll cut this a short show. I'll get it up on the screen in the other room. Again, it's costing me a lot of money to bring in a band and get the Go-Go Girls. Oh, and also, you don't have to adjust your sound this time because I told the band. Now these are artistes, so I told the band you got to turn it down. They said rock and roll. They almost walked out on me, but they said you got to turn it down because I'm getting feedback. It's too loud. You do? Well, thank you, JB. Appreciate you, Docs. Flexing there. Well, somebody's got to bring some civility. I just report on the Archieverse. I don't consider myself part of it. I don't go on the stream. I'm just doing my own thing. Oh, God. Heaven forbid. Gampers, go for 6 hours, Docs. All you need is a couple of energy drinks, right? I don't drink that stuff. My thing is, I push the water. And before I hit the fitness center, I may have a drink while I'm over there, but and then I got 20 hours. I'm just a water guy. I don't drink soda pop either, unless it comes with the meal. Unless I'm over at Costco and it's a slice of pizza with a Pepsi, but it kind of screws me up. Because the combination of sugar, really high sugar, and caffeine. So I don't really. Now, when I was working, I'd have a Mountain Dew. If I needed a real pickup, I'd just take a Mountain Dew. But these smaller energy drinks, no thanks. Plus, I'm doing coffee daily, so ghosts seem healthy, don't they? What is Ghost? Is that an energy drink? Ghost? Ghost energy drink. Oh God, it is. Just marketing, just freaking marketing. Well, let's see. Is Ghost energy drink healthy? Here we go. AI. No. Ghost energy drinks are not generally considered healthy. They contain high levels of caffeine, around 200 milligrams per can. Well, you'd have to look at what's in a single can of Coke. And I think some of these energy drinks are like 24 cans of Coke. You do the calculation. I'm not going to do it because I'm never going to buy it. Which can lead to adverse effects like nervousness and heart rate increases. And some of these kids, they're doing a half a dozen a day or 10. They drop dead. Now, they probably had a problem to begin with, but why aggravate it? If consumed excessively. While sugar-free, they use artificial sweeteners like sucralose, the long-term health impacts of which are still being studied. Furthermore, The high acidity of energy drinks can be detrimental to dental health. Do you really, you're young, do you really need, you don't need an energy drink for having, eat a protein bar. Drink water and eat a protein bar, right? Start using your God-given intelligence. Who should avoid ghost energy drinks? Individuals sensitive to caffeine, children and adolescents due to the high caffeine content and potential health consequences, women who are pregnant, nursing, or trying to become pregnant, individuals with certain medical conditions, or those taking prescription medications. Yeah, if you got high blood pressure, check with your doctor. Okay, as promised, 2 minutes after 1. Let me see if I can get the band together. Let's get this going. We're gonna have Playboy. Now these numbers were taken Saturday, which would be the 4th. Is today the 5th? How come I have October 6th up there? Because my eyes, let me edit that for God's sakes. I thought I had it right. It's October 5th. So let's save changes. It won't let me do it. I'll have to come back in and change it. Okay. All right, Playboard. Tell your friends. We got the band together, got the girls. Let's check on the girls. Yeah, they're ready to go. They're not happy about it, but they're ready to go. Let's double check their mic volume, and let's hit it. But before we do that,
Remember, you wanted this.
okay. Thank you, girls.
Remember, you wanted this.
Yeah, you wanted this. I watched Nicholas #1. This was taking, yes, Saturday. So it's from September 5th to October 4th. Watch Nicholas, his YouTube empire. Hope they're getting paid. Saturday, he made in the morning $107. Yesterday revenue, which would be Thursday, $317. For the last 7 days, the winner is $2,011. Watch Nicholas and Company. What about the 9-year-old, the beast of Brisbane, leader of the cult of the living dead? Today's revenue, and that would be Saturday, was only $29. And you notice there wasn't a morning show today. They may have to cancel that show. It's not, and I agree with Jock. Lux is not in China. There's no way he's in China. Where's his wife? I think he's in Thailand. Maybe. Unless he dissed his wife, I don't know. Is she with him? Are they even married? I mean, I see Jock and his wife. I don't see what happened to Lux, the Mrs. Lux report. Who knows? Maybe an investigation is needed. Yesterday revenue, which would be Thursday, no, it'd be Friday. Yesterday revenue, $94 for the 9-year-old. The last 7 days, half of what Watch Nicholas makes, $936. That's the 9-year-old. What about Timmy Tin Cup Panhandling, trust-funded Marxist Airport Lounge scrounger, and he loves to scrounge those drinks too, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. There he is, scrounging another drink. He made $0 on Saturday morning, $0 on Friday. Last 7 days, 771. So it must be direct PayPal, but he's got high expenses traveling the world. Okay, and there's your Playboy, but this is the DOXX Report. You expect more than that. And I'll give you more. You want the 30-day. 30-day Super Chat, YouTuber 30-day gross, and your 30-day net. To watch Nicholas, the Empire, the Marcelo, call it Marcelo 2. 30-day net, $5,518.10. The Beast of Brisbane, the Cult, running on fumes, $2,924.60. And Timmy, $2,128.70. That's 30-day net. Not very good. Not very good. And that is your Playboard numbers. I'm not going to pay the girls more money to do it again, okay? Oh, great shot. Stop raining. That was a nice little breeze. Okay, I'm only going to go an hour today because I want to watch the football game. I don't think, unless you got something to talk about, or I could end it right now. I think I'll end it right now. So, that's your latest. I can only do what I can do. So thank you for stopping by. And make it, and instead of looking for somebody else to make it a good day for you, what have you done lately to change your life? Thank you.
No prisoners!